What's up everyone? After creating a video of our latest DIY CNC machine, which you can check out on our channel, it sorta made our last machine obsolete. So instead of tossing it, we decided to turn it into an EDM machine. EDM, for those who don't know, stands for electrical discharge machining and is a way of processing material without ever touching it. Instead, we make many sparks that consume the material. How? These sparks heat up to 10,000 degrees Celsius, melting away the metal and taking the shape of the electrode that you use. So for our test today, we're going to use this hexagonal brass electrode because it was leftover scrap, and we're going to hold it in our 11mm ER20 collet. For those who don't know, these are standard parts used in milling machines. Alright, so here's the sacrificial piece of mild steel that we're going to do all of our testing on. We're also going to need a tub to hold our parts in dielectric fluid, as well as a vise to hold everything in place. So note here that when we place the metal inside our tub, it has space to move. This is actually why we decided to use a vise, because when we did some preliminary testing where we didn't hold the metal piece rigidly, we got results which, as you can see here, suggest that the part may have moved. Here we use a scrap piece of aluminum to shim the space between the steel part and the plastic tub. Let me get a close-up to help you understand what was done. The goal here is to be able to grip the steel part with the vise through the plastic tub which contains our dielectric cutting fluid. Tightening the vise on our apparatus worked very well, and our steel piece is now firmly in place. So we're ready at this point to move on to the dielectric fluid that I keep talking about. So what is a dielectric fluid? Well, a quick Google search reveals that it's a very poor conductor of electric current. We're going to use deionized water, which has no salts in it, and thereby doesn't conduct electricity very well, which makes it a dielectric fluid. The purpose of the water is to 1. Keep everything cool, and 2. Help us flush away all the metal particles that we produce. Alright, let's move the machine into position and start cutting. Well, whoops! I forgot to add the electric connections to our power supply. Making the connection is quite simple. I simply drilled a hole through the aluminum and used a T-nut to clamp down the wire before sticking the piece back into our tub. To attach the other pole of the power supply to the electrode, we're simply going to use a clamp and clamp directly onto the spindle since there is continuous electrical contact between the spindle and our electrode. Here's the final setup. We're very happy with the way it looks, so let's plunge the electrode into the steel and see what we get. Alright, so I took a quick stop here at about 6.3 millimeters down, and we're going to empty this out and see what it's looking like. Let's pause and empty out all of the fluid into a bucket down below and see what we have. To do this, let's use the siphon effect. We start with a tube and fill it up completely with water. Then we stick one end into the fluid we want to drain and open the other end of the tube into the bucket. That's it, the tub will now drain itself passively. I love this trick. I want to take a quick second here to point out this black residue which seems to have been left behind in the tank and suspended in the water. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it seems to wash off very easily. If anyone knows, please leave a comment for us all to learn from. Alright, I hope that's not too hard to see right there. We're going to empty out the cavity by pouring in some deionized water, and let's see the results. So we've definitely got a nice hexagonal shape. I think we're ready to take it out and draw a conclusion. We wipe the part down to clear off the black residue before placing it on a clean surface. Okay, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the way this turned out. The hexagon shape is very consistent with the electrode itself, and the fit is relatively tight too. On another note, I must say that I'm slightly unimpressed with the electrode wear here. I did some research into EDM electrodes and found a literature paper that investigated the wear rate between copper and brass electrodes in EDM. The conclusion is that copper wears roughly 10 times less than brass for the same cut, which is significant. I also found that much better than copper is graphite, but not the stuff they use in pencils. True and actual graphite, which is a crystalline form of the element carbon. So we went on McMaster-Carr to get a block of graphite that we could machine to shape on our CNC and then use for EDM. But a quick Google search found that there are some health hazards associated with working graphite, so we're just going to stick with copper instead. Unfortunately, these were the only copper parts we could find in the shop, and I was scared that the wire would be flimsy and bend on us. So we opted to use the conduit mount, which we flattened with the vise. Once flat, it fit perfectly into the ER20 collet, and our apparatus was yet again ready for another cut. I left this in here because I thought the video, when sped up 20 times, looked pretty neat. It's interesting how with no convection, the black residue just hovers at the top, despite presumably being of a metallic nature. Here's our block after all the testing was finished. The copper electrode was still consumed, but we would say, given the time and depth that we cut to, it performed better than the brass. Although to confirm, we'll probably do more testing in a subsequent video. Despite drilling down 10mm, the lowest valley is only 7mm deep. Alright, so in conclusion for this video, you can turn any manual mill, CNC, or even 3D printer into a functional EDM machine. Obviously, the more rigid the machine, the better your results will be. All you need is an electrode of your choice and the material you can afford, and then this power supply, which you can get directly from us at actionbox.ca. Check out the description for more details, and thanks in advance for supporting our channel. We love making this content for you, and we'll see you next time at the Action Box.